Good morning. It is raining in Lexington, and it is. I usually do this on Friday, but I didn't. And I also had a few weeks ago, if you remember, I told you that I had accidentally, which I do randomly anyway, I overloaded the worm factory, the compost bin. And we're in my half bathroom, and the acoustics are kind of amazing. It's raining outside today. It's so good. Everything already looks green again. Thank you, God, for rain. Um, I hope that everybody is doing fantastic. Doing this one-handed because, well, yeah, I just can't figure out how to where to put the tripod. So we're going to go through this real quick, and I'm just going to show you. I added a third tray, and what you hear in the back is water going down the drain because I'm soaking some more papers because, as you can see, this is very dry. It doesn't need to be dry. I actually need to spritz that. Hang on just a second. We're going to go get a spray bottle. We're going to do that together. Cat's freaking out because the dishes. Cat's going to make me fall. So while that is soaking, saturated, I got something for you for saturation. It's coming. But I'm just going to take, I guess it would help if I showed you what I was doing. Bear with me, guys. Because the brain power doesn't always, I'm trying to see what I'm doing, and I'm not used to holding the camera. And I should have done that last because now it's going to leak in the... But yeah. And I'm going to tell you, some people will tell you not to use this kind of paper. Some people will tell you to. Some people will tell you, let me tell you. I have not had a problem with it, so I use it. Now this is the third tray, and I'm not putting anything in this tray. Number one, because if you see when I pull this second tray, now if you've got a weak stomach, don't watch this video, okay? I'm just going to put it straight to you because this is what the worms do from my garbage. I didn't bring gloves in here, so we're going to kind of cheat. It is warm, warm, warm. Okay, this is the second tray that we've started. Underneath here, you see, this is the first tray. And you can see, when I lift it up, you can see where they're migrating up into this. Now, actually, I need to take this completely apart, and we'll do that at the end of the month. And there's more in the bottom. This is an older model of a worm composting bin, so it is what it is. But if you remember, I told you, see when we come in here, these are the coffee filters that I showed you that I put in here that a couple of weeks ago were coffee filters. It's now becoming soil. Some of that in there is soil that they're turning over, but we fed in this corner the last time. And I believe we fed in this corner. Yeah, we fed in this corner because we put soil in this corner. But as you can see, they're just going through. These are leftover microgreen soil. They're just chomping, having a wonderful time. Now remember, let's see. Yeah, this one will work. I'm going to have to move this bin because crazy people live here, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it. Now, try not to disturb them too much. But this is the corner that I'm going to feed in this time. And at some point, yes, this bin is going to become a different style. But remember, these were bananas. When we bought them, I don't know what happened. Bananas we don't ever really get to use a whole lot of them. I have to open this with one hand. wow, that fermented, which is great. Hopefully they'll come out. There we go. And then, of course, you know, nosy cat's got to be all in the business. But see, that's basically what they need. They'll eat this. They'll go. What I've got going on in this right here will eventually they'll all come up to the top. And when they are fully working in this one, and there's very little going on in this one, then I'll harvest that. And what I'm going to do with these, since I have the bins, I'm just going to take them straight down and dump them into my bin, into my flower bed, or raised beds. My goodness, people, I can speak English. I promise you, I can. Can have a coherent thought. And now, this was. Good morning, Mr. Wormy. Yes, I'll wash my hands. I didn't touch him, but I'll still wash my hands. There's still other sprouted material, but I don't want to overload this one again. So I'm going to wait for a few more days and let that, because see what happens, see this, they're just now consuming this because I overloaded the bin. Oh, let's put him back. I have a feeling I just left that plastic in there, which I can fish back out later. But let's help him back in there. Now, see these? This paper, it takes them a bit longer. It's a receipt from Kroger. Yes, they can turn that into soil. They can turn it back into compost. So yes, it can be used. Now, we're going to go, my poor drain is stopped up again in this bathroom. And you're going to hear a loud noise. I'm sorry. This used to be for the washer and dryer went up here, and we opted to finish making it into a bathroom. I'm not sure real sure why, except for Dad said to. So, but what I'm doing now is just putting another set of wet papers over the top, and I don't really need to do that. I just want to, because it provides an extra layer of and what actually should be happening that I haven't noticed happening, which is why I'm not cleaning it out just yet. There should be tea coming here, which will also, I'm just going to take it, the liquid that drains off of here should be draining into this, and since it really hasn't, or there hasn't been enough, when I break it down, it may be because of how it's sitting, it may be off. But as they make soil or compost, this is the best. They call it Texas tea or black tea or black. I can't remember now. But yeah, this is one of the things that I do. And remember, I told you I take my coffee filters and put them straight into this flower pot. I do this because that way they get air, so they don't mold until I want them to mold in here. I want them to break down in here because they provide bedding. And see what this layer is that I'm building right now is where they can come and basically rest and hang out. Yeah, did you know worms just kind of hung out? Yeah. Because I can put, yeah, it's kind of off a little bit, off balance. And like I said, this is an older model, so that's going to happen. I've seen some newer models that have that problem fixed. Cool part, got something that come in the mail from somebody, like my mother. That can go right in there. I generally shred it because, that's a good plan. But you don't have to. Eggshells, you'll notice that I put those everywhere. They just work for everything. And where did my spray bottle go? I will take and just spritz that down. And I apologize for the loud drain. I should have let it drain completely before we started this. But hey, what would life be without me doing something silly doing a video? But hey, this is where we are this morning. And The reason why this is in my half bathroom is because A, I will remember to do it more often. B, the temperature in the basement is about 20 degrees lower. So we tried it in the garage, we tried it in the storage. Whenever it gets cold, they freeze because it's that much colder in the parts, and in the parts of the basement where it's not heated, they don't have access to. You'll see on the top of, right here, this is their ideal temperatures between 40 degrees and 80 degrees. So this is where they thrive. And like I said, with this bunch, what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to start the second bin, I don't think. I have another one, but I think I'm just going to keep it to the first bin. And as they migrate up, even if there's some left, because some worms will be left. They're making worm casings, which will reproduce worms and stuff like that. So as they're doing that, and this is one of my favorite things about this bin. I've had this bin probably, oh gosh, Kylie was 2, I think. Yeah, Kylie was 2, and so 10 years. But yeah, it's a neat thing to do with homeschool. It's not something that I have included Ian in with just yet because it's different when you have boys. I don't want him playing in worms yet. I don't mind that he plays with worms, but not in this context where they're breaking down garbage, and yeah, because it's kind of ick. I usually wear gloves, but I forgot to bring them in here. Anyway, in this bathroom also, like I told you, I'll reset. I have the gnat traps that I make with apple cider vinegar, a couple of drops of dishwashing liquid, and water out of a plastic bottle. Again, upcycling, recycling, reuse. But that's a little bit of maintenance on the worm bin. It will, right now it's still a slower process. Ordinarily, I could feed almost every day or every other day, or actually even feed more. And I'll feed, I fed this corner, I fed this corner today, I'll feed this corner, and then I'll feed that corner. And then I'm just kind of letting it go. Of course, I'm feeding in the second tray, but you can do these like 8 trays high. I don't know whether I will let it get that, because, right again, whether I will let them get that far because they get heavy, and each one each tray can hold 12 pounds worth of compost. So yeah, and if you're thinking now that I'm gonna try to do this and fill my bed up with it, no, this is to supplement. This is to decrease what I have going out in my garbage can and turn it into soil. And there's some things like, I've showed you that I take my coffee grounds straight outside. I'll put some of them in the bin as the weather gets colder and, things like that. But right now we have enough matter coming out of the kitchen, as you can see what they can eat. Let me get you a clear shot. This is just kind of they can eat a pizza box, cardboard, stale bread, crackers, pizza crusts, things like that. Egg cartons that are not styrofoam. Junk mail, which is my favorite. Dead flowers and plants and stuff like that, non-diseased. And I will bring some of the outside compost in here to balance it out, because it still has to have a little bit of balance. And basically, they're just going to go through, the little wormies are just having a good little picnic time, and that's where we're at today. So, y'all have a great day. This somehow ended up being almost 15 minutes, and I'm not sure how. But have a great day. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter from Remnant Urban Homestead. Watch us grow. We love you. See you. Bye.